join. Okay, so welcome to the class. We're going to learn this evening a little bit about energy and insulin and what is GLP-1 and how to really support our body in a way that naturally encourages healthy weight. So many of us, especially as we continue to age or are in perimenopause, postmenopause, beyond, we've had some frustration with weight loss resistance, energy crashes, cravings, constant hunger, concerns about blood sugar or insulin resistance, or just feeling like you're doing everything right, but you're still stuck without results. Um, and what we're going to talk about is not necessarily quick fixes or extreme dieting. It's more about understanding how your body works so that weight loss feels more easier and sustainable. So what you can expect is some clarity on why weight loss can feel hard, a simple framework for how to handle your week, and understanding how GLP-1 support can fit into your life if you choose to use that. So why weight loss isn't just calories. So we've always been heard the phrase calories in, calories out, simple as that. And while calories do matter, it's more about how our hormones, what they do with those calories, what they're doing with them. So fat loss isn't just calories in, calories out. It's more about supporting your body's natural systems. So the bottom line is that if insulin stays high, fat stays stored. And key factors that influence how your body uses and stores fat include your blood sugar stability, which helps prevent energy crashes and unwanted cravings, insulin levels and sensitivity, which affect how your body stores or burns fat, muscle and improvement, which drives metabolism and calorie use, stress and sleep. This is a huge one that often gets overlooked when it comes to weight loss or just like your energy. It plays a huge role in your hormone balance and your recovery. So, with that said, understanding and supporting each of these areas can create the foundation for sustainable, healthy weight loss or fat loss. So, let's talk about blood sugar basics and GLP-1. So, when we eat, especially foods high in refined carbs like white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, Starbucks, full of sugar, our blood sugar rises and your body responds by releasing insulin, which helps move that sugar from your blood into your cells for energy. But repeated spikes and crashes can leave you feeling low on energy, hungry, and craving sweets. It also causes the insulin resistance. So common signs of blood sugar swings include cravings, especially at night, energy crashes after meals or feeling like you need a nap after a meal, brain fog or irritability, needing snacks to just feel like you can keep going, and waking at night hungry or even feeling wired at night. And another important player in all of this is our GLP-1 hormone. So, what is GLP-1? It's glucagon like peptide 1, and it's not a drug. It's a natural hormone that your body produces primarily in the gut in response to food intake. It plays a key role in appetite and satiety signaling, blood sugar balance, insulin sensitivity, gut-brain communication, metabolic efficiency. And your body was designed to make GLP-1 on its own when your gut terrain is supported. And so, just a tiny bit of science behind GLP-1, it's released by specialized gut cells called L cells when the body senses proper nutrient signals, stable blood sugar, healthy gut function, and balanced nervous system input. And once it's released, it signals the brain that nourishment has occurred. It supports insulin response to meals and it slows digestion appropriately, and it helps regulate hunger and cravings naturally. When stress, inflammation, gut dysfunction, hormonal shifts such as perimenopause or menopause, mineral depletion interfere, it becomes kind of blunted. It doesn't work as well. So, any questions on GLP-1 or blood sugar basics? Any questions so far? No? Okay. So, moving on, let's chat insulin resistance and why we might be experiencing some stubborn fat. So, insulin resistance happens when your cells don't respond as well to insulin, the hormone that, again, helps move sugar into your cells for energy. And to compensate, your body releases more insulin, which then leads to increased hunger and more fat storage, and especially around the belly or other areas that might feel stubborn. And it's important to understand that this is not you failing as a person when you're trying to lose weight. It's a physiological response to really our modern lifestyle. It's just fast-paced, stressful, high cortisol, wears on your nervous system. So common contributors to insulin resistance include frequent snacking or grazing throughout the day, eating ultra-processed or highly refined foods, poor or insufficient sleep, chronic stress, low muscle mass, and being sedentary or sitting most of the day, which is a lot of office jobs. Some of us can't avoid that. So supporting this GLP-1 peptide can make a huge difference when it comes to insulin resistance and stubborn fat. It helps your body release insulin at the right time, slows digestion, and keeps blood sugar steadier, promotes feelings of fullness, all which can reduce excessive hunger and help the body manage fat more efficiently. And when this is combined with balanced meals, movements, healthy sleep habits, you're giving your body the tools it needs in order to better use insulin and support long-term metabolic health. So small, consistent changes with this can make a really big difference over time. Okay, so what fat burn really means. When we talk about fat burning, it's not about punishing yourself at the gym with endless workouts or drastically restricting calories. It really means giving your body the access to the fuel it already has stored in your body fat in a safe and sustainable way. So when your blood sugar is stable, insulin is balanced, and your body feels supported, it can more easily tap into stored fat for energy at that point. And this is why, again, habits like healthy meals, regular movement, good sleep, and stress management are just as important as exercise when it comes to fat burn. So the goal, the point isn't about eating less calories forever. It's about teaching your body that it's safe to burn fat and not store it, that your body is nourished, energized, and satisfied. So over time, this really helps to reset your metabolism so that you can have more energy throughout the day and even reduce storing fat. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's talk about a balance framework. This is kind of the heart of the class. And it's an everyday approach to supporting blood sugar, insulin, and healthy fat use. So there's 4 simple pillars to this: nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress, and GLP-1 specific support. So starting with nutrition, it's not about diet. It's more about fueling your body with solid nutrition that it can use. And so it can also have balanced energy, support your body, and work with your natural hormones. So protein is a huge thing that is going to be helpful in weight loss and stabilizing your blood sugar levels. Just one moment, I'm gonna let somebody in. Hi, Susie. We already started with the class, but welcome. Thank you for joining. So protein first. So making that the main part of your meal. This will help to stabilize blood sugar, keep you full. Building your plate with protein, fiber, and healthy fats helps to reduce the blood sugar spikes. So like an example, instead of cereal or toast for breakfast or something carby, a pastry, eggs or meat or Greek yogurt with granola, something like that is going to give you more protein in the beginning of the day. Um, Instead of snacking on crackers or chips, think like olives and hard-boiled eggs or things like that. It's going to help you prevent you from grazing throughout the day and just keep you full longer. Moving on to movement. So, movement isn't about forcing yourself to do insane workouts at the gym or high intensity workouts. Um, Movement can be as simple as taking a walk after each meal, a 5-10 minute walk after each meal, or doing some squats after you eat for 2 minutes, something like that. But movement helps to stabilize your blood sugar levels and it also improves digestion. So, another factor to think about is strength training. It builds muscles, and these muscles store glucose and improve your insulin sensitivity. So, this is going to be really key in supporting your insulin levels, which we all know as women, we lose muscle every year, and we really have to make it a priority to try to maintain it. So, it's something that will be helpful in this process as well. And sleep and stress. So lifestyle impacts hormones as much as what you're eating. Poor sleep can raise your blood sugar and cravings. Chronic stress triggers cortisol, and cortisol is just not something we want in our body unless we are trying to survive a, situation. Not something you want in you at all times every day. It steals your progesterone levels, and it creates an atmosphere that makes you retain fat, especially around your mid-waist. So it increases fat storage, raises insulin. Cortisol's no good. So working on small improvements with your sleep, better bedtime routines, deep breathing, starting your essential oils at night, trying to have like a calm shower right before bed, just whatever it is that helps you to get into that mood of sleepy time to help you, especially having that routine where you go to bed at the same time. It's going to be really helpful. Um, and then as far as stress, I mean, we all cannot avoid our stress, but whatever you can do to help mitigate that and the response to it. So we have our essential oils. There's magnesium, L-theanine. Unwind is a great product for that. We also have deep sleep essence. And what am I missing, Sheila? There's so much support we can give our bodies for stress and sleep, and they kind of go hand in hand. So um,
I
that's
was thinking about is it the Balance and Boost that's on, that has 15, is the
mm,
order 15%
inner
off this
boost and
month?
balance.
Inner Boost Balance, yeah. That
Uh-huh.
has a huge amount of, it's like a multivitamin for you with all the different minerals and things that are in it.
And what people don't realize, yeah, minerals play a huge role in helping your nervous system and just the electrical current that's going through your body. If you don't have minerals, not just electrolytes, but like trace minerals, um, it will affect all of these things. So that's why magnesium is so important and all these other things. But it's a whole nother class. And then another factor into all of this would be supporting your GLP-1 um, in itself, the GLP-1. So supporting that peptide and how it works in your body. So it helps your body again. Shh, I'm in a class. Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay. Thank you. Out. Out. I'm so sorry. I did not lock the door. Now. Sorry, guys. Now. Now. That's my 5-year-old, and she's very excited about a box that just came. Um, Anyways, so supporting your body with a GLP-1 system. So again, it helps your body release insulin at the right time, slows digestion, promotes stable blood sugar levels, increase feelings of fullness, reduce cravings, and late night hunger. So combining all of those things, your your nutrition, your movement, your sleep, stress management, and GLP-1 support, you're giving your body the tools it needs to regulate blood sugar, access stored fat safely, and support overall wellness. It's not just take this product and you're gonna lose all your weight and it's gonna stay, it's a whole system. But um that's next we're gonna talk a little bit more about how this works into the framework. Again, it's not a magic pill, but it's an easy tool that's super supportive. And Sheila and I will talk about our experience on this, but I'm going to show you really quickly. So you take a little pixie packet in the first thing in the morning, and then before your breakfast, you'll also take, it's just 3 capsules, and that's it. That's the whole system. Um, Super easy to do on a daily basis, not forget about it. So let me tell you a little bit more about the balance and burn system. So, okay, some things it contains. Sorry, I've got a plethora of notes in here. Is the Akkermansia. I'm missing some of my notes. Oh well. Anyways, it's a probiotic that helps with your digestion, and it just helps with balancing your gut signaling pathways and insulin sensitivity, blood sugar regulation, all of that. And then the capsules here have berberine containing botanicals that support insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. It's got chromium, which helps with blood sugar signaling, improve nutrient sensing, um, mineral cofactors, botanical extracts that support gut hormone response, and they're all infused with essential oils, so that's going to help them to be absorbed more bioavailable in your body. And there's a lot more science. I don't want to go too deeply into this and bore you guys with like why each ingredient in here works. But I will tell you this, I was taking kind of a trial of a different company. This was about a year and a half ago. I started it and I did it for about 10 months and I gained like 10 pounds on this product, but it was a natural GLP-1 supplement that was twice as much as this system and it didn't work for me. So Young Living has nailed it with this support system with the 2 different products working side by side because I have seen results in just I've been taking it, I think I'm in my 6th or 7th week. And I haven't done my measurements for a few weeks, but when I did, I had lost body fat percentage, I had lost visceral fat, 2 inches off each thigh. Was it 2 inches off my inch and a half off my waist? That was like a couple weeks ago. So my body it's a body recomposition. It's not just about weight loss on the scale. It's like I'm taking these scans and it's working internally at a level that's super important to me. Like I don't want high visceral fat. We all know that's dangerous. Um, and it's really a game changer for those of us who maybe are in that perimenopause, menopause stage where weight is just continuing to climb and we're not changing anything. Like nothing has we're not doing anything different. We're struggling. So does anybody have any questions on any of this?
S- So you mentioned protein stabilizing the blood sugar levels.
Yes.
Um, okay. And so I'm I'm not I have to go online on Young Living's website and see. But this balance and burn, this whole system, it doesn't have protein in it or what?
No, it
Maybe I
doesn't.
missed it. Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's
So
just
that's something that we would have
yeah,
to
so
put in
um there's a whole
our
group
diet.
which Sheila, are you able to put into the chat the Balance and Burn reboot group, that Facebook group?
Oh, sure.
Do you
Yeah.
mind? Um,
Nope.
so we have a whole group that has provided like meal planning guides, meal
Okay.
plans, ideas for workout. Like there's more than I can even take in this group. You can search it and it has all this information. But yes, as far as the meals go, it's
Okay.
it's more about how you're planning out your meal. And you don't have to
Oh,
overcomplicate it, but getting enough, most of us are not getting enough protein. And when I was started tracking my protein, I'm like, I'm getting like very minimal amounts of protein, maybe like 50 grams a day, and I should be getting over double that. So,
okay.
you have to be kind of intentional about trying to get enough protein. And that's what it's saying is that if you're trying to maintain muscle mass and keep yourself full, you're not going to do that with a carb forward diet.
Okay. Okay.
But a lot of it is kind of like shift in the mindset, and they've laid it out so easy for us to like meal plan, or even outside the box if you're vegetarian, like there's a lot of different options for high protein vegetarian things. Um,
Okay.
Vanessa, did you have your hand up? You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
I was just wondering, you take the little skinny package and like the powder,
Hmm.
and then you take the pills right after that almost because right before your breakfast, if you're taking the first thing in the morning, is that how the system works?
So you're taking the packets, the probiotic,
Mhm.
postbiotic packets, first thing in the morning. You can drink something before you take them, but first thing in the morning, you're going to take these packets. And then you can take the pills right then and there also, or you could,
Mm.
the main thing is just take the pills before breakfast. So whenever your
Oh,
breakfast might be. Some people wait a little bit to eat breakfast. Some people, but you don't want to take them in the afternoon. You want to take them before you start consuming food.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no hard or fast rule about that. For some people, they take them at the same time. For some people, they take them a couple of hours in between. As long as you take the pills before your noon meal is what I have seen a lot of. You know, and if you happen to like, oh, I didn't take it when I wanted to take it, it's don't worry about it. Just take them when you remember them. But if you get into a habit, a routine of when, if it's easier for you to take them at the same time, go for it. Whatever works for you the best.
So it's basically, if I want to interject, it's basically what you're taking in your body is helping you when you get the food in there to break down that and use whatever your body needs to not have the excess insulin in your body or whatever the case may be. Does that
So
make sense?
yeah, the postbiotic, it's going to help repair your gut lining. So we in the beginning of the class, I don't know if you were present for the beginning. I think you were, but your GLP-1, that peptide is created in your gut. And if a lot of us have had um gut issues, like just American diet or stress, like all kinds of things can attack your gut health. And so it's helping to repair that gut lining to prepare it to be able to restore its own GLP-1 pathways and help it to do this naturally. So somebody had asked me a couple weeks ago, well, is this something I have to stay on long term? Because if we're talking about, the other ones on the market, that are, the shots and whatnot, when people go off of those, their body hasn't changed. Their body hasn't been restored back to that homeostasis of GLP-1. I'm still in my class, okay? Um, and so this is really actually restoring your metabolic health. Now, you could go damage it again, or stress could happen, like lifestyle could cause it to go back to a poor state again. But overall, this is going to get it to a good spot. Um, in a perfect world, it would stay there, but we're not in a perfect world. So it's not meant to be a long-term solution. It's meant to be unless you are pre-diabetic or you have some condition that really requires you to stay on something like this. Um, it's trying to restore your body. Yeah.
And so if I just want to say something, the typical, it would be good to stay on it for 2 to 3 months, to start with, to give your body that opportunity to make those adjustments and because that's what typically happens with any supplement. If you're going to see any kind of changes, it might take that long anyway. And then after that, everybody's different. What it might require for someone else, depending on what their goals are and so forth. Each person has to decide how long they want to stay on it. But I think it's great that it's not that thing where you have to stay on it forever, or else you immediately see some backlash with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
your mom has a question.
Go ahead, Mom. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you take this with these two products with your daily coffee in the morning? I mean, does coffee hurt it to take with it?
So
You
coffee is
know me and
totally fine.
coffee.
I know you and coffee. Coffee is fine. So I will say this though, and I'm gonna call you out, Mom, but like drinking coffee
Yeah.
on an empty stomach is gonna raise your cortisol levels, which is going to affect fat storage, period. So yes, you can take it and have your coffee, but perhaps you would have something with your coffee so that you're not drinking it on an empty stomach. Because just like we mentioned earlier, like we are trying to also limit our cortisol and repair nervous system issues additionally. So
Thank you.
yeah. Linda, do you have a question?
Yeah, I heard you mention pre pre-diabetes. Well, my doctor said that I'm like at 5.8, and of course I'm not on any um medication or anything like that. It's just controlled by diet and exercise, but he would like to see it down to like 5.4 or something like that. And I just hovered around 5.7 to 5.9 for the last several years. Um, and so I'm wondering if when you mentioned about this, the GLP-1 actually is a hormone in our gut.
It's a peptide hormone that is
Okay.
produced mainly in your gut. And so it does all those things that mentioned earlier. Like it helps
Yeah.
when it's signaled, it keeps you full and it helps stabilize your blood sugar and all of that.
Okay. So it's not giving you more than what if the hormone is in your gut, it's not giving you more than what you need. It's just supporting it with
Nope, this
with
is
a
just
nutritious
supporting
diet.
the production. So
Okay.
supporting the production, just like everything else with Young Living, it's not a forced like, oh,
Okay.
this is going to make you have a ton of this. It's more just
Okay.
like, I'm going to support those pathways so that your body can know what its normal ratio should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Susie. Did you have a question? Do you want to?
Yes. So you mentioned it also helps with the nervous system. I missed that information. Can you tell me a little bit more about the nervous system, how it helps that?
So it's more about helping with your energy and your metabolism and your insulin and blood sugar levels. But what we mentioned earlier was that your nervous system plays a part in your stress, and nervous system plays a part in your cortisol levels and how your body reacts and how it produces all of this. So we have the gut brain connection that happens. And if your nervous system is if it's running on high all the time, it's going to affect how your gut is reacting.
Overdrive.
Yeah. So one of the pillars of um, really getting all of this under control, besides what you eat and how you move, is your sleep and your stress. So that's something we talked about. I think you maybe missed that, but making sure that you're getting enough sleep and that you're somehow managing stress. Like we can't avoid stress, but um, the more we are in a state of stress, the less likely our body will release weight.
Mm, it makes sense. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Um, so we have a couple of testimonies to share. I have a few written down from some clients, but also Sheila, would you like to share your experience?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Um, so I started using it on January 23rd. And so that's been about 5 weeks, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. And I'm just going to say, initially, I gained 3 pounds, like within the first few days. I gained 3 pounds and I stayed there for a while. And eventually, within a week, like a couple weeks ago, um, I not only lost those 3 pounds that I gained, but I also lost a pound and a half from my initial starting weight. So I haven't, seen dramatic things like a lot of people have, or somehow some people have, but I know that there's some underlying adjustments being made. So the body fat has consistently been going down a little bit at a time. It has gone down from like 33 something to 31.6%. I have lost almost an inch in my stomach. I have lost almost an inch in my hips. Um, there, if you saw the picture of me, you can see, I took a before picture, a sideways picture, so you could see. And then at 1 month, I took another picture, and you can definitely see the decrease in what the stomach looks like. More than what an inch would, less than an inch would be. So clearly, there's some underlying metabolic changes being made, inflammation being reduced, those kinds of things. But the other thing is that um, some people call it chatter in their brain, some people call it food noise in their brain. The thing with me is that I crave crunch. So my crunch noise is greatly reduced, if not gone. And crunch can be chips, it can be popcorn, it can be whatever things. That has just greatly reduced, if not gone. So therefore, I'm not feeling the need to have to fill that snacking um, need to calm that crunch noise. Um, and normally, I'm a very active person and I am walking a lot, but it's been super windy here, even though the temperature is warmer. It's just been super windy. It's not always works for me to get outside and walk. I try to do the squats and whatever. So what I'm saying is that these changes were not made because I was really in a really good routine of exercise. Normally I am, but I haven't been. So it's not because of that. But I did focus on more protein, trying to eat more protein to help curb any of those hunger cravings and so forth. So those are kind of the things that I found for me personally.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I mentioned earlier a little bit about my success with it. I was out of town for a full week during my first month, and I was not watching, like not necessarily eating terrible, but not watching what I ate. Um, and definitely I hadn't been working out at all and had 2 full travel days of not moving at all. Thank you. And even with that, I was down. I've got my little results. Um, I was down 2 inches on each thigh. I was down in my weight just a little bit. My health score on my I have a Hume scale. It went up almost 100 points. in that 1 month. Um, and then my subcutaneous fat was down a pound. So like my um body fat was down. Like I was seeing results, but my biggest thing I've noticed, which has been probably my biggest frustration in my perimenopause age range in the last couple of years, is I had been so bloated by the end of the day that I was like pregnant looking, but like also distended from the top down. It's like it was so bad. And that bloating it's almost gone. Um, so even if my scale isn't down like 10 pounds, I didn't really expect that, but I'm seeing a lot of really good results personally, and I'm way less hungry, especially at night. My dinner, I don't ever go for seconds anymore. And yeah, I feel a little bit more energized, a little bit more balanced. I just can tell that I feel less inflamed. So I have a couple other testimonies I can share. One lady said she lost 3 inches in her waist in her first week while eating imperfectly, stuck at home during snow. She's tried many things. She's in perimenopause, and this has been really encouraging. She lost a total of 5.5 inches overall and a half a pound in week 1. Her energy is higher, and she's skipping snacks. Another lady said she noticed how much less I'm eating in a meal because my body is able to properly communicate my fullness feelings. And then this other lady said, I'm on day 8, food noise shut off hardcore on day 1, feel fuller, fast, quicker too. I'm slowly noticing food interest again, all in a good way because she had gastroparesis, a side effect of the weight loss shot. But so she's careful about not getting those symptoms again. So she's starting to feel more normal now. Anyway, so those are a few. There's tons more testimonies in my Facebook group and the Balance and Burn Reboot group. But just some information, and again, there's just small steps that we can take to make a change. Beginning with, again, protein first breakfast, taking a 10-minute walk every day, and having balanced meals, trying to skip snacking, and to prioritize your sleep and hydration. And then again, if you pair all of that with this balance and burn system, you're going to really make some big changes internally. So, are there any other questions? Yes, Mom, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
So you mentioned, a lot of the testimonies were from women. What about men? They need,
Oh, goodness. Well, men are seeing results at a much faster level. I didn't mention them in the testimonies because it's not nice. They're just like losing weight, you know how they do. They diet for
so
1 week
it,
and they lose weight. So like
yeah.
the men are really benefiting from it too. And it's absolutely, this is not gender specific at all. It's like for everyone. I just didn't mention them in the testimonies because generally it's harder for women to lose weight, or the ones dealing with the hormone issues, most likely. And yeah, they're getting the results just looking at the product. Like when I see them
That
post,
always happens.
what'd you say?
That always happens.
I know, I know. I see these wives post their husband's results, and I'm like, I'm not even looking at that. That's so rude. So yeah, it's for everyone. Why you think Dad'll take this? I'm talking to you, Mom. Are you frozen? Okay, Carla, go ahead. I think Mom froze.
Yes.
Hi, Lancy. You were mentioning the scale you use. Is that a scale that scans? It does more than just your body weight. I was
Yes,
just wondering the scale you was referring to.
it's called the Hume scale. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Hume. Let me pull it up, what all it scans. it scans like your metabolic age, so it's your weight, your age, your skeletal muscle mass, your body fat percentage. Um, let's see. Lean mass, subcutaneous fat mass, visceral fat index, uh, body water percentage, basal metabolic rate, heart rate,
Oh,
body cell mass. Like it measures everything. And when I
okay.
first got it and stepped on it, it was before I took this, I was like, what?
Mm.
I am metabolically 8 years older than I am. What? Yeah.
Okay.
But it
Mm.
was kind of a wake-up call to see all this and what's going on internally because even somebody who's like skinny can not necessarily metabolically be healthy. So yeah, it's a neat scale. I got it when it was on sale, so maybe wait for a sale. But also there's a really cool app. It's called Me 360 and you spell it out. You don't use the numbers. And it's free. There's a free and a paid version, but it is a cool app that you- so I haven't been taking before and after photos because I can never get those right and I don't have a good spot. I don't know. I just hate them. But this it scans like you stand there with your bra and underwear and it scans your body from the front and the side and then it gives you your measurements also. It's able to do that. So that has been helpful because that's where I measured with an a soft measuring tape, but also I did that app and I thought it was super useful and handy. So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, of course.
I want to mention too that you might not see physical changes necessarily. It might be emotional or mental changes. It might just be, oh, I'm sleeping better, or it might be like, oh, I feel great today. I'm really happy. My mood is like way up here compared to what it used to be. So those are also nice changes or measurements of how your body is making these adjustments and doing.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that out because I my sleep, so I have an Aura ring and my sleep has been in the 90s since taking this. And my sleep would be based off of like my stress and being on a very consistent routine and now it's just like consistently in the 90s. So, that and energy and feeling fuller faster, it's not going to happen overnight where you just like drop a ton of weight, but
Yeah.
your body is making shifts and kind of tuning into the how you're really feeling. I would say like the scale is very discouraging for any woman who's on a weight loss journey. Um, because if you're still in your cycle, your scale's going to go like this throughout your monthly, with retaining water. Or if you're, I don't know, well, it's just never a friend. It stresses you out more than it needs to, and I think that the scale is not where the real picture lies. Go ahead, Jeannie.
So, if you have a high glucose, is this a problem solver for that?
I mean, I think anything that's going to help with your blood sugar level is going to help with I would say this is a companion product to whatever you're doing to help maintain good glucose levels. So it's not going to fix everything. It's, lifestyle is definitely key with that also.
Because
So
I
like,
mean, I don't. Yeah, what confused me is the last blood test had it high. I don't even eat sugar. I stay away from as much sugar as possible. And here I am. It's like, what's going on here?
okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. For you personally, I'm not sure, but maybe how your body is signaling whatever maybe something you're taking that is a sugar substitute is signaling to your body. I would need to look into that more.
Yeah, I just was curious about, yeah.
Do you have thoughts on
I
that?
have that ring too, Lindsay, the Aura ring.
Oh,
I've had it for like, a little over a week. Yeah.
yeah.
You know, you can get that free through Essence, Peggy.
I don't know if mom's still on here because I think she
Yeah.
froze.
No,
No,
she's there.
Oh, is she
froze
back?
up several times, but it kept kicking me off, so I missed some of what you said. But yeah, I hear you, Jeannie. I haven't gotten one yet.
It tells a lot though,
I
a whole
should do
lot.
it.
Hmm.
Sheila, did you have any comments to on the glucose question? No. Okay.
No, my thought would be if there was any adjustments to your diet, like just increasing the protein versus um, grabbing a potato or something like that. I don't know you. I don't know what your typical diet is, but that's why I'm just thinking that when people um, make their adjustments to this plan, because it's not just balance and burn, it's exercise, it's the diet, it's a lot of things. I mean, if you think of your body as a sponge, and there's a lot of things that go into your body, right? To make it healthy, to help your gut be healthy so that it can do that GLP-1. It can be chemicals in your home, things that you might be using. But the point is that you can't clean a floor with a dirty sponge. You can change one thing, like the balance and burn. That's like clean water going into your sponge, but your sponge is still dirty. So when you adjust all these other things, you add the exercise as much as possible. Everybody's different what they can do. So I'm just thinking, because we're encouraged to do more protein when we're hungry, that would help not to reduce those glucose spikes. I mean, I don't have diabetes, and so I'm not an expert on that, but that's just my thought on it.
Yeah, I like if you're eating too much, if you are highly stressed, if you have insulin resistance, these can all cause your glucose levels to spike. But even, just kind of shifting the changes about like not snacking or, um, I mean, I am an advocate for fruit over dessert any day, but like even um bananas are really high in sugar. Like you just have to kind of think about like what am I fueling with right now, and will that help with my blood sugar levels? So,
Yeah, and that's a good point about the stress level too,
mhm,
because that's going to can affect all that too.
mhm,
And even though fruit's good, too much of anything is not good.
mhm.
You know, I personally cannot eat a ton of fruit. Um, but I love it, and I will take fruit. I rarely eat desserts.
Susie asked in the chat, and I want to make sure she saw what your response was, how long it lasts. It's a month supply. So you get both of these as a month supply. So one packet is for the day, one packet of each per day. And it's a month supply, 30 days. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining. I was hoping to do a metabolic reset class next, if you guys would be interested. Um, and if you all have a Young Living account, you can look up the burn balance and burn system. Um, if you have issues with fiber, they have a system that includes the daily prebiotic fiber, and that will help with regulation also. And if you take Ningxia already, they also have a balance and burn system that includes the Ningxia too. So it's kind of like a whole encompassing program that really will help with stable blood sugar levels, insulin, and all that, and your weight loss. But Yeah, feel free to look that up. If you want more information on the ingredients and what each one does scientifically, I'm happy to send that too. I didn't want to bore you guys, but um, hopefully you got a little bit of information from tonight's class. And yeah, next up, I'd like to do a metabolic reset class, maybe in like 2 weeks. And I'll let you guys know, see if you can join. But
Thank you,
Okay,
Lindsay. It was
thank
Thank you,
nice.
you.
Lindsay.
thank
And
you.
Sheila.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining.
thanks
Thank you
for
for
inviting
taking the
me.
time out. Thank you.
Bye.
Of course,
Bye.
definitely you guys
Bye.
have my number. If you have any more questions, please message me.
Okay.
Will do.
All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Now I gotta figure out how to stop recording.
You had a nice turnout.